Wow, that was easy.
When I say go.
What the business is, it's your boy LB Easy, aka the mayor of Mars. Shout out to all my Hotbox astronauts for tuning in, and this is LB Easy Presents.
Wow, that was easy.
When I say go, everybody better move. When I say go, everybody better go. Go, 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 go. When I say go, everybody better move. When I say go, everybody better go.
Guess who's Bazak? Oh man, tune in right now, man. It's a good week. First off, my mama's birthday was this week, so it's always a good week when my mama's birthday come around. And shout out to you, mama. I love you, mama. Always, forever. All right, so this week I got two of my good friends coming in. One, beautiful, positive energy, the definition of positive energy and creativity. And the other, my boy, my dog. If it's about business, that's his sport. We got D Phrase and Tyra. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Doing good, brother. Doing good.
That
Thanks for having me.
I'm just, y'all both of it. Hi, greetings and salutations. Oh, we finna kill that right now. Like, that shit finna get killed right now. So, cause I know both of y'all. Yeah, y'all about y'all business. Yes, you're a professional. I know. I can do it too. But not here. Speaking of that, before we even
about to air us out.
Yeah, before we even get to that, shout out to our sponsors, Mix Masters LLC. Follow them on Instagram. They give us our drinks every week. So this week we got Paradise. It got lemon and pineapple. I'm about to pour it up, and you already know it's gonna be good. So, Miss Tyra, you were just talking about drinking wine or something like that. Like, don't try to be shy on the. Don't try to be shy.
I was saying I should have took 2 shots before we started this, but last week I had a glass of wine, and the next morning I woke up beat. And I'm trying to figure out what happened to me, because we used to have those wine nights and everybody get a bottle to themselves, and now I'm struggling off of 1 glass.
Yeah, them college days over. Them college days.
And I got work tomorrow morning, so I gotta behave.
Man, work smirk. It's Friday. Tomorrow's gonna be Friday. You can do whatever you want to do. But no, I remember those days of us, everybody being able to just. You remember the good days when you can go party all night, roll out. Don't even go to bed. Just shower and head straight to fucking work, and do a whole day of work like it's nothing.
Yeah.
Man.
I remember I woke up drunk, and then studied for a test while I was drunk and got a B on that test.
That's what I'm talking about.
Wow.
If you study when you're right, your grade's gonna be right. Man,
I can't do that now.
be at work hurt. I remember one time. Well, this is how I realized it was time to slow it down. I was at work, and let's just say, I can't say what activities it was, but let's just say I didn't get much sleep. So I'm at work, and I don't even remember falling asleep. I'm at my desk, and I'm knocked the hell out. And I happen to wake up, but you wake up, but your eyes don't fully come up yet, like you still slowly getting up. And I see feet next to me, and I just say, "Amen." Hey, how you doing? I was praying. What you mean, bruh? I thought it was over.
I'm saying I'm meditating. If you have your hand on your head like this, they won't even bother you.
Hand on your head.
Think it real hard.
But hey, that's what it is. That's what it is. But Tar, you have always been the definition of positive energy. Even when you're mad, you be smiling like, and that means just a little crazy, but it's cool. It's cool. I'm not gonna say nothing about that. But you always have positive energy. You're always very creative. We go back like white walls on a Cadillac. So, that's one thing that I do appreciate about you. Now, you're currently going through your lock journey. And you previously had something, a YouTube series with that, but now you're switching it up, right?
Yes, yes. So I might be doing both, but right now, focusing on finishing up school because I'm working on my master's. But
Okay, shut up, black and
towards,
educated.
pray for me. But definitely want to focus
We're
on
gonna pray.
starting up a podcast focused on just, finding your purpose in life. Focusing on kind of like discussing daily devotionals with my friend and spirituality, but in a real life setting because I'm not perfect. I'm not going to act like I am. We all have our
Oh, they
things that
gonna
we
know
go
by the end
through.
of the
So
show. They gonna know by the end of the show.
you'll find out. But kind of just like a real, real down and dirty, but also, focused on that spirituality and faith-based aspect too. So just all of it. So that's coming soon. So watch out for that.
I kind of felt bad sipping while you was talking about spirituality. And I realized
About faith.
communion,
Yeah.
communion. That's all. Communion. Shout out to Mix Masters. This paradise is good, boy. Mix Masters LLC on IG. Our sponsors. They ship drinks. So if you're not in the O, they ship it. Don't matter where you at, they'll come to you. Now
I'm have to look into that.
Once the studio, Rona kind of messed everything up. We were going to wait to start the show, start doing the show, due to Rona. And then we just said, man, you know what? Let's just go ahead and do it. So once, we get all this situated, we're going to open up the production house to our guests. And we're going to, have y'all fly on in and hang out, and we'll have the whole thing set up, the whole shebang, shaboogle. Yeah. And when that happens, we'll have those drinks for y'all as well. Mix Masters, they are amazing. And when y'all come in town, I got you. I'll make sure I have that when next time I see y'all. So D,
What's up, brother?
we go back as well. Shit, I'm talking about Blue Moon days.
Don't do that, bro. Man, when you telling your story, bro, I had one of them showing up to the damn golf channel, bro.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna tell it today, but you had me. I remember the VP pulled me to the side. Well, I walked in like 2 hours late. We had finished counting the money, bro. I'm gonna do a little cat nap.
And never made it. Never would have made it. But speaking of that, you were actually the youngest and I believe the first marketing manager at Golf Channel.
So I was the first black market sales manager.
Okay.
That the Golf Channel had, man. I mean, that place was intimidating, dude, because I'm from Polk County. So for me, golfers were rich guys, and none of the rich guys looked like me. So man, I ain't know what a birdie was. I had to research it, all of that, man. So going there, man, like everybody had these stories. Like my granddaddy took me here, and all that. I ain't have like none of that shit, man. Mm-hmm. So was blessed to go in there, do a great job, got promoted, and that's why I went to Delaware. Actually,
okay.
In Delaware for a year, grew that business by $1 million, and then they brought me back, man. So it was a good experience.
Yeah. And then after that. You order up. You handled the whole Southeast division or something like that. Groupon. You were just sought out for marketing and sales departments everywhere, bro. That's a big thing.
It's a blessing, man. It was. I just try to. It's not about me, man. The more I do, I just want people to. Even when I was at Golf Channel, man, I wanted people to see that there was more D Frasers. I'm one of a lot. Exception to the rule. The exception to the rule was me getting the opportunity. So I try to push y'all, we can do this shit. Y'all just got to give us a chance and order up Groupon. Recently Toast. I'm in Charlotte right now, man, and got an announcement coming soon, man. But I got another opportunity. I'm finna be taking advantage of.
You've been all over the country, bro, and I love that shit. Good shit, bro.
LA, Vegas. I ain't gonna say the company yet, man, but I'll be pivoting to Atlanta relatively soon, man. So I'm grateful.
Hey, my family in A-Town. Hell, Tara in A-Town. Man, we're gonna shut A-Town down when you get there, bro. But
That's
yeah, and one thing I would say about you, bro, is you always been on your business till like you're party with the best of them. I remember those days. You can't hang with D-Phrase. What was the rule? What was the rule at the bar?
Oh, don't do that.
Yeah, what?
Bring all you can drink. Drink all you bring. We gonna leave it there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You can't say the rest. We can't say the rest. Can't say the rest. But he had a bar at his house, and that was the rule. So you'll be like, all right, cool. But he literally tell you're going to drink. Like you brought it, it's going to be drunk. It ain't no, oh, I'm taking this back home or leave it in the freezer. So Dia have you in that bitch slump, and you got to drive back home. I know Uber got a lot of my money, boy, fucking around with D. Many a times I done slept in that extra room, like, bro, I'm just gonna be in the guest room.
Shame.
But
that spot went apart, bro. That was my good ass memories.
oh man, but one thing I would say is you always been about your business, but you always been about especially helping people out. You always said, hey, send your resumes in. Hey, I'm in charge of this department. You always try to get us jobs. And I say us because you want to give us people that didn't have too much experience that other companies maybe were looked over, minorities that other companies may discriminate against. You always made sure that you looked out for us, and I appreciate that 100%. And I know as soon as you make your next announcement, you're going to do like you always do. Hey, this the new position. Send your resumes to this email, and I really do appreciate it. I know a lot of people do too, so kudos on that.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate that, man.
No. I'm going to give you your flowers while you can smell them. Now,
Amen.
Speaking about flowers, at a wedding, you give flowers. What you give at a divorce? Because Cardi B.
Thorns, maybe.
Cardi B and Offset are over. They're out there. So Offset got caught cheating again. Cardi B filed for divorce. Talk to me.
That's what happened. Okay, I didn't realize what because I thought I knew they was going. I don't really follow that close. I knew they was going through stuff. Then they had reconciled, right?
Yeah, they had an issue. You know, watch Tara's gonna act like she don't know nothing about this. Like she don't even pay attention to this. I'm not very sure, but I believe it's cool.
You know, when I googled it, you know, I heard it on the radio.
I'm finna text whoever there with you and tell them to fix you a drink. Whoever there, I'm finna fix you a drink because you over there, you think you're slick. Let me email you this drink real quick.
Hey, she live in Atlanta, bro. I know she knows.
Bruh. And nah, but they like have an issue or something like that. They got back together.
Yeah.
He went
and I guess she basically said that if it happens again, then that's it. And she is a woman of her word. So don't really know the details. I don't really. I may know stuff, but I don't really like to get into
other people's stuff.
I'm not them. They're not me.
Miss Positive. See, I told you, Miss Good Vibes. I'm good vibes too, but I'm good and messy sometimes. So
I am curious though to know. Have you guys heard her song? Y'all heard. What, right?
Yeah.
Well,
and
I'm not,
you know
I haven't. What does that mean? I'm sorry. I'm a little ignorant.
Worship and prayer. So she sings the song.
She do gospel now. Oh, okay. All right.
Never would have ate. Never mind. Let me stop.
Wow. And you know she's saying
worship and prayer.
What she saying in the song? She don't cook. She don't clean, but she still got that ring. And I'm wondering from a male perspective, especially with cheating, nobody's perfect, but what are some things that you guys would say would push you to do stuff like that? Because here she is glorifying that she doesn't really
push us to what? Marry somebody that don't do those things, or push us to cheat? Because black men don't cheat.
To cheat.
Say it again, LB. Say it again, brother. Reverend LB.
Black man,
wow.
Don't cheat.
No.
If they do, they mix to me. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So then the other races, anybody else, what do you guys think would, push them to do stuff like that?
I like the way she pivoted.
Any races.
Any
other race.
Y'all, Um, that's hard because their situation, like you said, to kind of speak on somebody's situation. But number one, they're both celebrities, so you're talking about pressure for her, pressure for him. I don't know really above what we see in the media. Don't know shit about their relationship and things. So I imagine it's hard. That's not an excuse. But your question is hard. It's like what would push, like, because I think situations like that, it'd be the smallest shit. Like, because sometimes it's like when somebody yell at you for spilling the ketchup, it ain't got shit to do with the ketchup. It's like something. So
that you've been holding on to.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You sneeze too damn loud. Motherfucker, you sneezing. You know, just like. It's
one more time.
Like
Sneeze one more time.
Toilet seat up again. Like, are you really mad? It takes 2 seconds to put it down. Tell me what you're really mad about.
Right. So I just feel like it's more to that story that we'll have coming out. Because to me, the timing of the worship and praise song and this kind of happening, it's too close to be a coincidence to me. Just in terms of coming out, and then right after that, you just see like, because I thought they seem to be doing great, honestly, in the media's eye. So I feel like it's definitely more to the story. I feel like just me, you're gonna find out the person he slept with was like her cousin or somebody else.
That'd be fucked up. Her sister, what's his name?
Or somebody that he's been with before, and he said that he was done.
Or just a friend or something.
Or it may just be somebody that has nothing to do with it at all. Like they may All right, D, you've been around. You know a lot of us that are in parts of this industry, and you know people that are further along than us and all that stuff. We've been around, but we all know. First off, there are people that don't care if you got a girlfriend or a wife when you work at McDonald's.
Yep.
So just imagine when you're a celebrity, when you have those funds. Now, I'm not giving an excuse for anybody to cheat. I'm just stating that those options are substantial, because you don't just got some regular smuggler trying to talk to you. You got girls that is their main goal in life. They keep themselves up simply to slide in and get the trips and all this and da da da. So you're getting the cream of the crop thoughts in this situation. Yeah,
you're not wrong, brother. I just wanted to clarify. That's why I said in the beginning, they both got pressure in the industry. Because any women, I got 3 sisters, man. So I don't want people. There's no excuse for that's number one. Just to make that.
We all say that twice. There's no excuse. However,
because you already know, bro. Be like, goddamn D-phrase. I'd be like, nah. Like
he out here condoning.
I don't agree with it.
I put my phone on vibrate every time I do the show, simply because I know somebody's gonna text me about something I'm saying, and I don't need bleep.
Like, LB, bro, I be low key, man. So I be done saying some shit.
Not no more.
Yeah.
But in all honesty, though, in that situation, he did a lot to get her back. My dog showed up on the show. And I at first I'm like, dog, that's very humbling of you, because a lot of times as dudes, it's like, man, fuck it, you want to leave and leave, I don't give and all that shit. My dog went out there and stood on the stage, so I thought he was really like, all right, I'm gonna do this shit right. Cardi B ain't no regular smuggler degler chick, you get me? It's kind of like, damn. But I said this before, and I say this now. It's a job to be in a relationship. But keep in mind, there are a large group of women that model themselves after Beyonce and model themselves after Cardi and so on and so on. So if they do cheated on them, you better make sure you cooking clean, because your WAP ain't WAP enough. That ain't enough worship and praise. Yeah.
And relationships are a daily decision. And like, you could be the best person.
And I say that, like, women, make sure you know, but dudes, we gotta make sure we on our P's and Q's too. This shit is a fucking job. Your job may not be hiring, but they always accept applications. So if anytime you fucking up, there's applications ready to go. So now it's time to start interviewing motherfuckers. That's the same thing a relationship is. Your girl gets dick thrown at her every day. She's dodging dick on a regular. She's like Neo in the Matrix, dodging dick to come home to your ass. Trust me, the moment she say, I'm done, all she had to do is stop dodging. She can pick up the litter dick. You get me? Like,
I can't relate. What they call me, hubby? Sahara Desert. Dry.
You know what?
No juice.
You got a boyfriend in law school, medical school right now.
That part.
No, know what? It's your lie. I'll let you tell it. How the hell did she just tried to
It said it with a straight face, didn't it?
No juice. Like she in that bit lonely.
I'm gonna wait. No, but both of you though, I wanna. You both said something powerful, like you said. It's a job, LB, and like Tara said, you got to do it every day because it's like speaking of job. If you start showing up late, you doing crummy work, like you say, applications they replace you because. Like anybody, LB, you said it, man. As guys, we definitely got to do better because, like, I'm still learning, and like I said, I definitely done fucked up in some of my, relationships that I regret. Wish you could take it back. No excuses, but people say I'm damaged and all that stuff. Got daddy issues and like, how you were raised or how you grew up. It's not your fault, but how you live is, and so you can't take your trauma. Which is something that I did personally, and I've actually hurt some good women in my life, unfortunately. And so that's something that I'm still working on. Cause saying you mean well, that shit only goes so far. Like Correct. It literally take cause again, I'm in corporate America sales, so like you can say, oh, I mean well, I tried to close some deals. They be like,
But what did you do?
But right, like
what did you do?
I had 20 meetings. Awesome, D. But how many did you close?
Thanks.
And that. At the end of the day, man, it says like, what's the fruit that you bear? Like, that's gonna show you everything you need to know.
And my thing is, everybody knows I'm a funny person. I like to see people smile and laugh. So, how can I put this? A lot of times, my thing is cutting it off. It's done with entertainment. Like you said, we all made our mistakes. I know I personally made mistakes in previous relationships in regards, maybe it was communication. Hell, when I was a jit, I used to, in the quote nowadays what it's called fuck boy, I was out there, hey, I got a girl, I still talking to this girl, I got this girl, and all it took was that shit happening to me one fucking time, like really, really happening. Not, oh, she out there, I'm thinking it's just me and her. She got a whole new life, whole nother life. And I was like, oh shit, that's how that shit feel? And after that, I say, I'm not lying to them. I don't lie. I'm going to tell you what it is, how it is, where it is, and where it's going. I got no problem with it if it ain't working. Have a nice day. But we learn, but you're right. It's about your actions. You can tell somebody I'm sorry. You can tell somebody I love you. It's a verb, not a noun. So what are you doing to show that? And in that situation, I hate to see it because, I like to see people come together and, marriage, and that's a beautiful thing. And hopefully one day I get there. But to see that, damn, fucked up again, bruh, like, that's your wife, and she not no ugly chick. She ain't no broke chick. It's not like she not bringing nothing to the table. She's very at least what we see is very real and entertaining. So it's not like who phone vibrated. But I really do. I wish them the best, and I'm sorry it's happening that way, but. Oh, it is what it is, yeah. But, like you say, in your profession, you gotta be, you gotta be on top of that. Like in their profession, in hip hop or entertainment, relationships are seen as either gonna be real good or real bad. But, yeah. Now, D, I wanted to jump to you about something. Nowadays, what we're dealing with in this, we've been dealing, with COVID. They open up new businesses or reopen businesses, and now they're rehiring. Now, we've always seen with minorities based off our name, and that's it before they see us, and then after they see us based off our skin or our appearance, we're looked over, passed over for professions. Now, right now in COVID, being professional in COVID, a young professional at that, a lot of people coming out of school, a lot of people that was not essential in their workplace because they were fairly new out of college, got laid off and now looking for jobs. What's some of the stuff that you're seeing that you're in the corporate world, you know?
Yeah, man, it's hard now because even me, you know, the interview process, and when I left my last company, it's like when you get to that in-person interview, you have more control, right? So they all see that I'm black, but then it's like I'm already there, so I can kind of control the room. But when you're doing it over a Zoom, it still kind of makes me nervous. Because when you see Dimitri, he ain't gonna be able to immediately, especially when you hear me talk, be like, okay, like. But then on the Zoom, or if they go to my LinkedIn, that would always, you know, concern me. And then sometimes I hear people say, "Oh, it's not always about race." I said, "But it has been though." I said, like it has been, and we haven't made it that way. So like when a black person says, "Hey, it's about race," like it's kind of. I was talking with somebody, and I was saying, you know, just because you don't experience it in your life, don't mean it don't exist. Like I lived in LA for 2 years, so over here in Carolina, it's like I can't really smell the smoke from Cali. I can't see it. Hasn't really affected it, but I know people who live there. But the shit is real. The shit is happening. It's real for the people who's going through it. So I've just been seeing, like, at companies, I've been pushing and talk about all the time, like, not just say, hey, go hire a bunch of black people. I say, but diversity of thought. And typically when you have diversity of thought, like, that's going to get people of different ethnicities. And so I just don't want companies to use this as an excuse to like not hire us. I was using it as an excuse because it's already hard when everything is perfect, and COVID kind of provides a smoke screen. They can argue like, oh, we won't be a culture fit. Is one that I hear a lot with people, and it just like, hey, when I talk to folks and say, what do you hear most? Oh, I'm just not a culture fit, and that's a nice way of saying
that you don't. A culture,
right?
Really, like that's
the main.
You don't fit our culture here.
Right there.
Because it's very specific, right? They protect themselves. It's like, you know what? We just need somebody who fits the culture, and so it's things like that, man. It's hard for black people, especially black women, man. And this is why, like, you know, as we've always been, LB, we always entrepreneurial, starting businesses, and even in a corporate America right now, man, this is temporary. If COVID has taught me anything, everybody's expendable. Everybody can be replaced, man. If you don't own it, by definition, you renting it, and if you're renting it, man, it can be taken away from you. Like the government gave, $1,200. It said good luck for 6 months. You have $1 billion companies file for bankruptcy.
For $6 a day, you can sponsor in America.
Exactly, bro. Billions, LB. $1 billion companies file for bankruptcy. But like, what are people supposed to do? $1,200 don't even cover somebody's
just rent for 1 month.
If you know what I'm saying?
Not even.
It's that. So
not even.
It's been sad to me that people make it political, because for me it's like talking to people. I'm like, hey, the sky's blue, yes? Like, yeah, cool. Grass is green, yes? Yes, cool. Racism is bad. Well, here this motherfucker go. Like, see, that's how bad it is. Like, we can't even. I say it's not Black Lives Matter. It's not political. But the trick is, if I make it political, I don't have to talk about it. Correct. Like, because we're just saying matters, right? We matter, right? Not better. Matter. You got dumb people like Terry Crews. And get started on him, but yeah, man, we
will not talk about his ignorance on this show.
Yeah, it just concerns me even more, man. But it motivates me even more. Like you said, like that same deep phrase, man, who want to give opportunities. It's changed. If anything, it's gotten stronger because I see how bad it really is. And I say, man, there's no political candidate who's going to save us, man. We got to save ourselves, unfortunately.
Of course, bro. And I think that you touch on a lot of good points in that situation when the terminology may change, but the situation is still the same. So you have these situations where you're trying to get, into an industry or into a company, but you can't because you don't match the culture of the office or the culture of the company. And that's just keys for you can't sit with us. You don't sound like us. We can't say our jokes anymore that we normally say. We can't, and that's
right.
Do you think that we do, as like a Black community or people of color, do you think that, especially in higher places, do we help to educate people on how to navigate this work system. Like, I've been to different like seminars on how to beef up your resume, but there are these like little technical things that you can only learn from deep diving into the topics, that like nobody ever taught me that when you're doing your resume you have to cater that resume to that specific position. Like they tell you, oh, they're looking for key details or whatever, but no, you need to read what they're asking for, and that resume has to say exactly that and nothing else. Or how do you go about answering these questions? What are they really asking when they're answering these questions? How do you, like there are these like little nuances that if we could just get the foot in the door, because like you said, once you make it to the interview, that's you really, you've secured it. It's just that little, like the door is open. It's just that little, hop to make sure they know that you are definitely the right choice, if I'm making sense, right? So how are we helping, the Black community with those kind of resources so that they can get the one up? Have you guys ever studied for an interview?
Yeah. It's those little things, like knowing how to do an interview or a panel interview at that. A lot of people don't realize, now with Skype, what we're doing right now with Skype is one thing, but when everything open backs up, when you go into certain industries, you're not sitting down with one person. You sitting on a panel, and it's a difference of how you interact with the panelists in a panelist interview. So you know what? We should work. We're gonna work on something. We're gonna connect after the show. We're gonna work on some programs that we can put together so that people that's still in school or just graduated, whomever, can come and learn these interview techniques and things like that. Because me personally, I'm the kind of person that say start a business, but everybody's not an entrepreneur. That's not everybody's calling. So I can't tell you to just start a business. So in some cases, you have to. Some people are they're the people that go into these industries. They're going to be doctors, lawyers, business people, in the sense of execs in the marketing, advertising, whatever it is. So we definitely need to put that together, because I learned that because of my business fraternity. Honestly, I knew stuff ahead of time, but with them, that's when it really was like, no, this is what you do, this is how you do it, boom, boom. So I can go into an interview and turn it on if I need to. I can go into a networking function, turn it on, and I've seen that happen with y'all as well. And it's code switching, what they call it, just being able to transition into whatever environment or situation you're in.
And it's really important for us to understand that, you may need the job, but you have to make them understand that they need you more than you need them. Because just like jobs are expendable, so is my decision to give you my skills.
Yeah,
absolutely. I want to address your first point about the resume. Like, when I was going through resumes, you're literally looking for a reason to say no. So you just imagine these hiring managers. So resumes need to be specific. It needs to be damn near perfect, to be honest, because if there's a typo, honestly, and I'm in a resume, unless you're a referral, file 13. You know what I'm saying? It's done. And then, and to your point, there's just I think we don't do enough as people of color, especially in leadership positions, because otherwise it would be more of us doing it. So clearly, to me, the answer is we're not doing it enough, or we're not doing it the right way. And I think LB hit on a great point, because some people, are going to get a trade. Some people are going to start a business. And that's okay. But I think, especially in the Black community, I mean, sometimes it's like we limit our choices, and that's not necessarily our fault. Like, we're taught to limit ourselves, right? Even from, a sports standpoint, you taught to have a certain position, women have a certain role, do this, and we're taught from the beginning to get real this, real that, and we stop dreaming. Honestly, the thing I'm learning most is you got to keep dreaming, whatever you got to do to keep that kid in you, because that confidence that you just spoke with, I'm interviewing you too. most people don't have that shit, and it's because we're not built in that confidence, and we got to do a better job of uplifting each other and just helping because
Yeah.
I think it was Einstein who said everybody's a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it'll spend its whole life thinking it's stupid. So some people think they're dumb, but I said, well, you climbing a tree when you should be swimming, or you're swimming when you should be flying. Like if a seed not growing, you never blame the seed. You say, what? I need more water.
What
I need
conditions
better
are
soil.
they seeding?
Right. I need more sunlight. So that's how I see black people. We've just been taught that we're fucking broken.
But
We've been talking.
we've
like,
continuously shown that even without equal grounds, just the simple opportunity to get into the game will change what it is. In the business world, in
Absolutely.
the medical world, we've made so many things that have been created, or procedures, or process, or inventions that we don't even get credit for. Somebody else has their name on that patent or that process, and it gets frustrating. But it only goes to show you how great this can be. You get me? So just imagine if
absolutely.
not just us, but every culture come together and just let's work together. Let's do this stuff together. How great can we be if we're not spending time? And it's kind of like that, and it's that whole ideal of we're better than you. Everybody want to be better than somebody. Just try to be the best version of yourself. And once we get to that point, we're good. We're good. If we can just stop that fighting between ourselves, we can make those moves. Now, it's funny what you said, like when Tara was saying going into that interview or going into a situation knowing your value, knowing, hey, yeah, I want this job and I need this, I need a job and I would like this one, but you need me and just as much as I need you. And how you said defrased, we don't go in there with that confidence all the time. Everyone doesn't have that confidence. I think it goes back to when we as children. As kids, what happens? Da-da-da-da. Why? Because I said so. That's the answer to everything. So at that point, we're taught, yes, we respect our elders, but we're taught to submit. Okay.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Well said.
No, sir.
Well said, bro.
Da-da-da. Don't talk back. Don't question me. All that stuff. That's what we're taught. So, and what they're taught and is, but why? Why do you feel that way? Well, express yourself.
Yes,
Tell me why.
exactly.
And we laugh about it growing up, like, oh, you gonna put them in timeout, and oh, you and oh, black people do this, white people do this, Spanish people do this, whatever. No. But in the long run, that's where that entitlement feeling come from, or that feeling of saying, I can question what's happening. I should be able. I feel wrong about this. I said I'm wrong, and we should teach our kids not only the fact that, yes, you're kings and queens, but also why. Express yourself. Let us stop suppressing our children and start, like you said, that seed. Water that seed.
I've noticed that, like you say I'm super positive. I get, joked on a lot for being super sensitive. But if you look at the way that other people are raised compared to how we're raised, and you think about thinkers and feelers and how we really express our emotions, I can't really speak for everyone, so you guys tell me, where you're coming from, but there's only a handful of emotions. You're sad, you're happy, you're tired, but there are so many other things that you can use to describe, how it is that you're feeling. Are you, are you, help me out, like, are you anxious? Are you disappointed? Disappointed looks different from being sad. And so when you start like really delving into those emotions, then you can really get to the root of the problem, then you can fix it. If you can't label something correctly, then how can you really do the work to,
Hell yeah, that was perfect. Shit, yes, all of that. Like, oh, seriously, like you articulated that like perfectly. I got nothing. That was good.
Now, this can be this whole ordeal. As a kid, you're thinking you're invincible. You can do whatever you want. But as you get older, especially being a minority, growing up, you start realizing the world isn't as peaches and creams as you thought it was, or and all that. That's why I'm so happy that you have these situations where yes, we did have we have these positive energies of we saw our first black president. We saw the world embrace African culture after a movie, Black Panther. You get me? Like us as like we're all from different places, and yes, in our bloodlines is this and that. My dad's bloodline is Bahamian and all, but I was born here, raised here, so for us to embrace not only in the Caribbean but our African culture, that was beautiful. I'm seeing people, it felt like back in the 90s. You remember in the early 90s, everybody had a dashiki and all that. And it was, and it was beautiful. And we finally, our children had a chance to see a black hero, a hero that looks like them. And in the Marvel universe as well, what's his name? He's going to be the new Captain America. I don't know his character's name that he is now. But anyways, that's...
Anthony Mackie?
Yeah, Anthony Mackie. But I can't remember the superhero name.
Is he Falcon?
Falcon. Okay. Yeah. But he's going to be Captain America, just like in the comics, they transition. So he's going to be the black Captain America. Which I'm so... It seemed like it can't be a better timing that was already in the works. Because sadly, we lost, our brother... Chadwick, and we're not going to, that's a sad situation, and I pray for his family and friends and so on and so forth. And it's so amazing that we already have a black Captain America already in the works, because our kids on Halloween are not being superheroes. Growing up, we was a superhero that was white. We was a white superhero. We was a superhero. Like there was no superhero that looked like us. You may get contacts, you can dye your hair, but that blonde hair and them blue eyes ain't yours. And just to have that positive image. Growing up, we say, "What you want to be?" Oh, I want to be the president. We didn't have that image of a black president, but now these children do, and we have to continue to provide those options. There's nothing wrong with the music industry. I'm in the industry. There's nothing wrong with the sports and all that, but we have to give them more options than just you're going to be a rapper or you're going to play sports. We have to give them more options than, all right, well, if you want to go corporate, all you can be is a doctor or a lawyer. There's so many more career paths that they can go down, and there's nothing wrong with any of those. But I want them to know that the world is at their hands. I don't want our kids to grow up and feel limited. We always got those speeches of you got to work twice as hard. You got to do this. We get the pep talk not to say you're ready to do this. This is so you don't get fucked up.
I think we right now in our generation have the biggest responsibility. I mean, every generation before has the responsibility to shape how the next generation lives. And I think from the lessons that we're learning right now, there are two things that we really have to do a better job of, is really cultivating what your child, or what anyone's child, anyone that you come in contact with, what is it that drives them? And don't put that, because when you're born, there's not a box around you. Somebody puts that box around you. So if you have a child that is really into playing the drums, then you don't take the sticks away from them. You build a soundproof room and then let them go crazy. But also it's drive and it's opportunity. So we have to really try to put ourselves in a position to support what it is that they're trying to do. So if it's drum lessons, you have to pay for those things. They cannot get those things themselves. So what are we doing in our time? Children. Exactly. And making sure that not only are they, secured, but your children's children are secured. I learned that lesson this year. My whole life. I mean, I'm young, but I've been thinking about me and my mom and my family. Right? But my brain, I never thought about, okay, my family includes those who aren't even here yet, and the people that I don't even know. So what am I doing to make sure that they're good?
Yeah, and it's funny that you say that because you have to think about it in the sense of we're so quick to put our kids on our dream path, the things we wanted to do. Oh, I wanted to be a dancer, so my kids gonna. No, it's great to put them in activities. Yes, put them in activities. Keep them busy. Let them learn teamwork and how to be competitive and how to express yourself. That's great. But allow your children to go out there and try. Now,
Yep.
one thing I'll say, my mom was a single mother, and she will always say, "All right, well, we're gonna try this." Now, whatever I want to try, I can do. But once I start, I had to finish it. Now, at the time, I was thinking, "Hey, she's trying to teach me never be a quitter," and it taught me never to be a quitter. But as I got older, I realized she couldn't get a refund, so she wasn't wasting her damn money. You gonna play this shit for the whole season. But my mom is the reason why I even played saxophone. A lot of people don't even know that I played saxophone for 12 years. Now, a lot of people don't know that, but I wanted to play the drums, and my mom. Goes back to parents. Let your kids be your kid. What you say? Don't take away the sticks. My mom say, "Well, I'm in the fucking 4th grade," and she hit me with the, ladies love a man that play a saxophone more than they love a man that play the drums. Me, okay, let me play the saxophone, and that's what got me into the saxophone. And I played baritone, tenor sax, alto sax, and soprano sax. So, yeah. Started with just my mama said girls like niggas that play saxophones, and I started playing saxophone in the 4th grade. So, but we have to encourage our kids to do it and allow them to do things that's different. I played hockey. I played soccer, Caribbean and that shit, whatever. But I remember playing, going to do hockey, and everybody like, hockey? What the hell? My mom used to say, all right, well, shit, these sports happening here, and we'll go to a whole nother city to be able to play sports, just because she wanted me to have that experience. And I think that everybody should have that experience. Go out and do it. Now, if you have a kid that maybe sports isn't their thing, maybe they're into band, or maybe they're debate, maybe they're whatever it is, culinary, cultivate and push that passion. Like, allow your kids to be great at what they want. A lot of times say, don't play in my kitchen. Well, if your kid like to cook, teach them how to cook.
Like what you're saying about trying different things, and like you said, your mom didn't. You had to stick to one thing. One of the biggest teachers are failure. So I know, like I tried learning how to play piano. Piano wasn't for me. Yeah, I could do a little, something here and there, but it's just not my thing. But rather than making your child feel like they're a quitter or a failure, teach them that, okay, you try this wasn't it, let's go find the next thing. Yeah. That energy, that let's find the next thing.
Yeah. Find the next thing. And, that all this goes into a topic that I'm very strong into. These are things that build positive thinking, build a strong individuality, but also it helps with development for our young children growing up to assist in healthy mental health, because they're not beaten down as much. We have to prepare them for the world that they live in, but at the same point in time, let's not force them to grow up as fast, because when they grow up so soon, I grew up fast as fuck. And most of it was by choice. My mom worked hard so I wouldn't have to. But hell, my big bro out there in the streets, I want to be out there in the streets. So, but what it did in the long run is that it's kind of like work. Once you start working, you never stop working. So what it did in the long run is that child isn't able to be a child and grow in that time period. You got kids out here 12 years old. I was 11 years old out here in these streets. 11. Think about that. So there's so much more learning and development that needs to be done, and mental health is something that's very big, that's very important, But in our culture, we're just now getting onto that cycle of saying, yeah, mental health is something we need to be mindful of. Because before it was always go to church, you know.
Pray it out. Yep. And
What? D-Phrase just said, bruh.
Bro, you said something there, bro. Just give it to God. Like,
but what do they say?
We always say give it to God, but faith without works is dead.
Praise or prayer without the work is just noise.
Yeah, prayer without work is dead, and we just don't, especially just black men. Like it's like we always supposed to be tough, don't show emotions, and it's just. I think it just goes back to. I was soaking up. I'm gonna steal a lot of one-liners that you both were saying. I'm telling the story, like for real, like LB. I was raised by, single parent. Home. I had to grow up really fast as well. With both of my parents passing away by 18. So it's like you talk about growing up fast. Like that's my life. But I love what you're saying. Like if your kid beating the drumsticks, most parents like, hey, don't play that too loud. Like we're taught like everything is like what you can't do, what you're not, as opposed to, and not even so much of what you are. One thing that my mom was great at is not so much of what I am, it's like what I can be, and what I could be was whatever I decided to be, because she never used our current situation to dictate our future environment. And I think with everything you try, you both mentioned you get your piano, LB. I didn't know LB played sax, and I actually played baritone too. A lot of people don't know that. But you learn. Like, even if it's not something you play, there's always a lesson. Like, playing golf, I'm fucking terrible at golf. But what I learned is that it's not so much your score, is can you keep up the pace? Can you talk the language? Because I look at life like a rose, right? Rose petals. Roses used to signify love for somebody. A rose is also to signify love when somebody dies, sadness, but a rose also has thorns. So you can't love the petals and reject the thorns. And so I think like with everything, there's something to be gotten from it. Like you said, piano wasn't your thing, but at very least you can have a conversation. You never know in an environment where somebody talks about piano and you're just able to talk about it even a little bit. That could be opening the door to the next like elevation in your life. And that's one thing I saw when I got to UCF, accounting degree. Most of the white kids had they already knew what they wanted to do. They had been backpacking through Europe. They done interned here at their uncle's company. So I was like, I'm so behind. And I felt so behind, even though I was always book smart, but I realized my experiences because our parents can only do the best they can. So I stopped looking at things like what my parents did, but I wanted to say what they did with what they had. That's the important thing, because you can't really compare. And so when you're raised off survival, and when you're raised off fear because they want to protect you, I didn't learn about stocks. I didn't learn about bonds, grants, things like that. And not because my mom was a bad mom, because she couldn't. She was raising a young black kid in Polk County. She had to make sure my ass ate,
there was a list of other things to go over.
Right. So to Tara's point, it's up to us. Like she said, even family that not even here yet. So it's up to me, and which is similar to what we all were saying. And LB, we were saying like we don't learn from the mistakes in relationships because we're realizing that we have to, especially if we end up having daughters, especially we have to be able to say, hey, here's how your dad made adjustments. Here's how I'm not gonna get all the weeds in the gardens of the world. Ain't gonna get them all, but your dad removed a good amount of weeds to make your life easier. The same thing for our sons as well.
First off, shout out to Olivia, shout out to Alexis. They in the chat going in on each other. Thank y'all ladies for tuning in. They having a whole conversation over there. But you're 100% right, man. I don't have any children, and one day I pray, I have a family, and God bless me with that. But when I have a son or I have a daughter, I want to be able to say, I did something to make your life better. I did something to prepare you. Just like my parents' my grandparents did for my parents. They did something to make their lives a little better. Now, I remember my mom talking to me when I was in high school, and she was starting to apologize about certain things, like, I wish I would have taught you more about business or taught you more about this and that. And no, you did everything you could do and more. Like you good. I'm learning this now. That's Gucci. But that's why I say we really need to work on making these programs. A lot of times we didn't know this. I got lucky, and a bad situation turned into a better situation. I transitioned high school towards the end of my high school career from a inner city school to a school in the suburbs and saw a whole new world. I went from there's very few people that's driving to school to freshmen driving BMWs. Like, what in the world? Daddies are CEOs. But I learned something in that situation, and they had different programs that we didn't have there. And it's not saying my previous school was a bad school. They was a great teachers, great facility. They really push us to be successful because we come from an environment that's not supportive of that as much, that education as much. So, but everybody doesn't have that opportunity. So presenting those opportunities are very important to show them that there are other options than just these one or two.
Can we also try to get rid of the stigma that we have to know everything in order to pass on knowledge? Like, if we have a child that is interested in something that we're not necessarily well versed in, doesn't mean that we can't show them how to learn or learn with them and grow with them.
Yeah.
Rather than saying, and I think that we're really hard on ourselves as people. My mom is really hard on herself now about things that she's done in the past. But you can't really. We can only do so much, and we're all human.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can just give them those little skills, I can't teach you how to do this, but I can show you how to learn it for yourself.
Yeah.
And that's that difference.
But a lot of times it's just seeing your parents try that gives you that courage to try. Because as kids, you look and say, oh, mama know everything, or daddy know everything. And then when you start seeing, all right, even when they don't know everything, they're not making it up, but they're showing you, I'm not going to give up because we never stop learning. Never stop reading, never stop learning. And that's the very important thing. Now, I had to take a second because this drink from our sponsors, Mix Masters LLC, got me right. Once again, shout out to our sponsors, Mix Masters LLC. You can follow them on Instagram. They ship drinks, they deliver drinks. If you're in town, they do events, all that great stuff. Tonight I'm drinking Paradise. Got some pineapple, some lemon in it. This thing is.
I'm drinking my imagination.
You know what? I'm coming up to Atlanta. Nah, the next trip to Atlanta is a family trip. So the following trip, I'm going to make sure that I bring something for you. All right? Now, no, because I have to make sure I separate my trips. This is just family time, and this is for everything else. Now, speaking of that, relationships. Now, I'm single. I'm single as one Tic Tac left in the case. It is what it is. Now, we had previously on the show, we had Monroe and Phaedra, and we're just talking about like dating and all that, just the current dating world. And due to COVID, being on apps and stuff, but dating, I really think
can we talk
it's
about
scary out here. It's scary out here. Like, I was in a relationship for a long period of time. I'll be like, I don't want to come outside no more. Like, it's scary out here being a single man out here. But, yeah, we can talk about the apps. What apps are you on?
I'm not on any anymore.
My bad. Medical school. My bad. Your boo in medical school.
But I'm curious. I really am. The male perspective, what women on dating apps are like, especially during these times. What kind of stuff? If you're seeing anything, what are you seeing?
You want to go first, D. Fred? You want me to go first?
All you, brother.
Fuck it. Here we go. This is LB Easy Presents. All right. No,
we can go one for one with the horror stories because I got them too.
Honestly, I think it's a misconception when it comes to dating now. Like, you have some women that just let's start the most simple thing. You have a profile. It says your name, your occupation, and a bio. 3 things. Your mama gave you the first one, so that's already a given. 2 more things. On occupation, employed. Okay, you don't want to tell people where you work. I understand. That's cool. Bio, ask me. Okay. So at this point, now you have not done anything. So let me make the first step. So now you're in there and you start asking questions and you get 1-word responses. It's like, all right, I'm done. That's my pet peeve. You don't give me nothing to start off with now, and now it's 1-word responses. I'm okay. You're not obviously not into the conversation. Have a nice life. Enjoy yourself. I'm gonna see if I can match with somebody else on something else.
Do you think that it's because they're not interested? Do you think it's because they're trying to just see what it is that you're coming at them with? Or
I don't know.
Is it just that
I'm not,
just
but I'm horrible at text. I'm a person to person individual. So this whole thing is horrible to me because I'll be trying to, like, it just, texting doesn't work. I can hold a conversation. We can talk all fucking day.
I'm the same way, and I used to get myself in trouble.
But texting, I don't understand what you really mean. You see, you skip the app and give your number out. See?
Yeah, no, I'm just like, let's just FaceTime, because if I'm like that.
Nah, I did that one time, and then my phone didn't stop ringing off, man. And then the whole Instagram thing went off. Oh, never try to make someone feel they can start loving if you're not going to love them. We went on one date and you catfished me. Your picture was 15 years old. I never say who it is. No face, no case. But she knows who she is.
You know what? You felt that shit. Take a sip, bro. That came from
No. This motherfucker, she supposed to be 30. She got in the car looking 45, 50. I'm talking about in a hard 45, 50
He
too.
was feeling that all over again.
Not that Jada Pinkett 45, 50. Not that J-Lo 45, 50. Not the mother off of the Cosby 45, 50. She was looking a good old stressed out 45, 50. Like she had a hard life.
Like, stupid, bro. I don't have a whole lot to add to that. Like, I'm not good at the whole. I mean, I do sales for a living, so face to face. So for me, it's like same type of thing. LB is saying, and it's like literally, if you can't put at least a decent enough bio, it defeats the whole purpose. Like, because now I gotta spend time trying to feel like
trying to build some sort of connection.
Right, it's like I'm looking at the chat and because I see that, but no, it's like it's hard because
I'm gonna ask who she talking about.
It's like what's the time? So like I'm like LB, like I can't. Same thing. I had the whole catfish thing. That's so frustrating. Then it make it tough. I say, you know what? I just rather wait because then you get to a point, right, where you can, even if you FaceTime, call, at some point, you know what you run out of? Shit to say. If it progresses to a point, especially during COVID right now, you get to a point like everybody going out. That's it. I can FaceTime with you. That's great, but eventually you're gonna want to do something. And I think is, you hear horror stories, right? So I get why females would be afraid because it is a lot of like monsters and predators out there. I get that, but I think from a guy's perspective too.
Alexa says they for the streets.
Yeah, that's what I saw. But you're busy. When you're a busy person, you hope an app would save you time. And I've only seen that it makes things worse, to be honest.
For me, it's horrible because y'all know me, but you also know that there's 2 of me. There's my personal life and there's my entertainment life. So on those apps, I've had someone even say, I'm happy we started our conversation before I looked at your Instagram. I said, wait, what? Huh? Said, because your conversation, like, you are an amazing person. I love our conversation. And, I'm like, all right, cool. But then she was like, when I went to look at your Instagram, the first thing I saw, D-Phrase, I'm just going to say this. You know this too, Tara. It was a Juve promo. Anybody? So if you don't know what Juve is, it's a paint and water Caribbean party, and we throw the Orlando Juve. And so let's just say it's a good Caribbean time. And if you're Yeah. So, and I was like, oh, well, that's just for promotion, you know. And so, for me, the first thing women think is, oh, he's an artist, or oh, he's in the entertainment industry, or he's this, oh, he. And they think broke or player or this. First off, I'm neither. I'm not a player. You can check my references on my last relationship. I don't do that. I only do what you allow me to do. But
Elvin's not a player. He's honest. And there's a difference.
Thank you. And
I will give you that.
And then also, I'm educated and I have a great job, like career job. So I make great money on top of the entertainment stuff. So, but that's the thing. A lot of times we see that, and when we're doing these apps, we see only what we see on the apps. Oh, this picture. Oh, because if we look at a girl picture and all she has on is bikinis, oh, she thirst. She out here thotting. Well, she thirst trapping. But no, she may just like to go to the beach. We can't do that, and that's the only thing I don't like about the apps. Because I'd rather meet you and hear your voice, see your body language. What's your personality like? I can't see that in your text. I misconstrued every fucking thing you say in text. If that shit don't say hello, anything more than hello, did she say hello? What? All right, whatever. Fuck it. Shit, I got a message I gotta respond to. But think about horror dates. Worst date, Tara, go.
Worst date?
Yeah, don't say no names though. Don't say no names, cause you.
No,
I know
not.
you. You'll be like Eric Johnson.
I'd have to remember his name.
Damn.
Whoa,
I'll be
Alright.
completely honest.
that was a
for me
bad
to
joke.
issue
That was a
like
bad
that.
date.
So we're not talking about Tinder experience. We're just talking about a date.
Whoa, Tinder.
So we made it to that stage.
Hey, whichever one is the worst.
Okay. So we met on the app and decided to meet up after work for cocktails, and so like cocktail hour in a restaurant. And the first time we're meeting, not that many conversations, and he's asking me what I do for work and trying to guess how much I was making in my position, which I didn't think was any of his.
Trying to guess how much you make.
Yeah, like he's like,
On the
oh,
first
so
date?
Is that like, you know, like $50K a year, or like what is that? And I was just like, that's not your business. I don't feel like I should have to tell you that. Yes, on the first date. And what else did he do? Also talk to me about his bouts with alcoholism and how he was going to refrain from drinking, which is fine, but then would tell me like, yeah, because I used to drink like every day and I would black out all the time, and I'd also get really angry, and I was just like, you're giving me a lot.
Just a lot to unpack.
And yes, a lot. And then also he took out his phone and looked up how far his house was from the restaurant. Like the GPS was sitting there on the table, and he was complaining about how far or how long it was going to take him to get back home. I was like, we could just end this right now, and I'll totally be fine with it. He didn't even eat because he was doing intermittent fasting. So I was like, what was the point of us going to a restaurant if you knew that you weren't going to eat? So I sat there. I'm going to eat. I'm always going to eat.
So wait. He invited you out to eat while he was fasting. So what, he wanted to watch you eat while he drank water?
And that's exactly what he did.
Oh, cause I know you ate. I know you ate.
Wow.
They don't build them like they used to. It used to be a time when girls be like, I'm just gonna fix a little salad. Nah.
I want that, and I want that. And if you could get me extra of this too, thank you.
And can I get the left menu to go, please? It be the little ones too. The little ones will fuck your pockets up. That's another thing about dating. So – dating is very expensive being a guy because, one, when you first meeting someone, of course, I cook. I'm a great cook. But when you first meet someone, especially on the app, you never met them somewhere else, you can't just say, hey, come to my house, I'll cook for you. No, I don't know you, you don't know me. I don't need you to know where I stay. So it's like, all right, let's go. So you may say, all right, let's go out for drinks. Or let's go out. Because some way you're going to spend some money some way, shape, or form. I went out on a date. And it was like, what, 150? It came out to 150 after everything was done. You know, and you're thinking, all right, well, that's a date, okay, whatever. But just imagine you have to do that 3-4 times. And none of them go for a date too, because you don't connect or whatever, or you may go on 1 or 2 other dates, but it just, you're trial and error. So for us, it's an expense. For women, it's a free meal.
Yeah, no, y'all gotta stop doing that.
No, I made up my mind. From this point on, anytime I meet somebody, our first date is gonna be, let's go hang out somewhere. We can go to a public place. Let's go to the park. We're gonna do something free. Let's see if we like each other before I break bread.
Because I seen something on Facebook, like women be wanting expensive ass dates. Like, you are a stranger.
Thank you. Thank you.
All of us are strangers. That part.
I don't know you.
I'm broke. I'm broke. You know what? Let's go to that. I'm broke. I'm a struggling person. I'm broke. That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
I don't know if you guys watch Anthony O'Neill, but he's like a podcaster as well, and he does like mostly like financing and saving, living on a budget. And he was telling this story about how he took this girl out on a date and everything went well, and she had specifically asked that they go somewhere on their next date, and his response was, honestly, I've already, like I have a dating budget. I kind of planned out how much I was going to give to this, so it's not really in my budget. And then she never hit him back up. So how do you guys feel about that? Like, would you straight up tell a woman that you have a date? Would you have a dating budget? Would you tell a woman that you have a dating budget? And how would you feel if she didn't take it that well?
It's like NSYNC had a hit song. Bye bye bye. Because if you're going to run up a check while we're getting to know each other, what you gonna do with my money when we together? Like, no, we get better money. I can burn my money myself. Like, I'm trying to get better at. I spend years and I'm continuing to grow for better financial decisions. I don't need nobody in here that's just gonna run through my money. Now, I'm sorry, I don't have the money. I'm broke. So the little coins I have. Now, I always make this joke. If a girl turns you down for a date, that means she don't want to eat a free meal with you. And so it was always a joke, but it's for real. Like, some women want to go on a date because that's what they want. They want to be on a date. They want to get to know you in that atmosphere. There's nothing wrong with that. But there's some people that want a free meal or want to see how much they can milk. What was it? About a month or so ago, the girl, I got this lane about finessed him for a meal at what, Longhorn or something like that. And it was all over social media, and he's on his social media talking about something, I really like her, da da da. But, sadly, there's people out here that's just here to take advantage or get something for free. Me personally, I just feel like I want to go on dates. I like that shit. I'm a hopeless fucking romantic. Anybody that know me knows. If you with me, we're going to have a good fucking time. But at the same point in time, I got to know that you with me before we start doing this kind of shit. We just getting to know each other. There's girls now that's talking about something, you going to fly me out for... Bitch, you not the city girls? You got to get it flued out. Like...
I'm a really big advocate, and maybe I don't know if I'm right for this, but I'm really big on, if I've never met you before, one of the first things I'll do outside of us, having conversation is that I'll invite you and like to hang out with me and my friends, because they're gonna vet you. I'm gonna see how you act in a social situation. LB, completely unfiltered.
I know your friends. Yeah.
There is no filter, so they'll strip you raw. Like,
the filter,
will eat you
throw that bitch away.
Alive.
No, and in college, that was my thing though. Whenever I met a girl in college, it was all right, cool. We have, you remember those game nights we had all the time, D Phrase? Oh, we having a game night, we having a social, boom, boom, boom. And I'm going to invite you. I know my dogs. I know my boys are vultures. They're vultures. They who that? Da da da. So one, I want to see how you interact with the people I'm going to be around because it's the people I'm be around. Two, I want to see if you're going to be too fucking friendly. You're supposed to be here to see me, but you're all in somebody else's face. And there's times that you'll run into a situation where she don't know that's my homeboy like that because there's a lot of people at the game night, but she done slid the number. She done da-da-da. And those situations happen. And I had one girl, she slid my dog the number and then came to me and was like, oh, so when we going to hang out again? Da-da. Nah, you good. Like, you good. Like, I don't like to waste my time. I'm not a social dater. I'm not that kind of person. That's just not me. I'd rather be single than out here wasting my time with multiple people. Like, I did that shit when I was young. We either riding together, we not riding, hey, whatever. But the moment I feel like trust is a big thing to me because I'm always on the road, I'm always going. And if I can't trust you, you can't trust me, then this not going to work. So, yeah. But I like that idea that you have because I do that shit too. But being grown, you don't get to really do those social environments like that no more because most people got to go to work in the morning.
That part.
You know? But it's cool though because I know D Phrase when he moved to Atlanta, we're going to have some socials at his house. Oh, man. Why you lean back? Why? I thought your internet went out. That nigga got quiet. that nigga sitting there not moving like.
Man, so y'all gotta let me settle into the job for a few months, man. Your ass will be done. Hey, you know, fucking came back. You a CEO.
Oh, like, you already know.
Just decided, like, oh Lord.
I'm mad you left Vegas before I can get there. Yeah,
bro, Vegas, Lord, yeah, we. It was
it's
a
cool.
great place. And being there right before COVID too, I see why people say, man, you gotta be disciplined in all areas of your goddamn life to live in Vegas, man. I live right on the strip too, behind the palms. Yeah,
the strip, like the strip. Oh, what?
All right, bro. Man. It was
trouble.
Mm-hmm. It was a great. It's experience. But
that's why you still single. That's why you still single.
No, don't do that, bro.
No,
don't do that. No, it's fun. I'm single for the same reasons you said, brother. You know, I like wasting my time. But you said it earlier, bro. I move a lot, so like I'm always going to go business first. So it's hard to build something when you already moving. Like that's not an easy thing to for somebody to deal with. And I wouldn't ask somebody to do that. I say, hey, like here's my lifestyle, how it is. If you down for that, that's great. I don't know if I'll ever settle down. Not settle down in terms of relationship, but I mean being young and business minded. Plug. Like you know what I'm saying? Like literally, like just like
effing pregame.
After pregame, but taking it way back. But like, just hitting different places. Because for me, I feel like when I'm living in Nashville, LA, Vegas, Orlando, Delaware. Like I feel like home is where people love you and you love them. And so for me, wherever the opportunity is, like whoever my lady is, and say, listen, we got this right here. As long as we together, we gonna be all right. And if she cool with that, then we can do it. If not, but that lifestyle is not shit. It's hard for me sometimes.
It's not for everybody.
But I got a plan. But I got a plan though for what I'm doing.
Now, I know I sometimes feel this way of, damn, I'm gonna be single forever because I'm passionate about my dream. I'm passionate about my work because. A lot of people say they want, and it's not just women, this is men as well. Oh, I want somebody that's established, I want somebody that's focused, driven, and not. But drive puts you in a whole nother environment. A lot of times you can end up in an environment where it's not a 9-to-5 situation. It's not a conventional situation like I'm going to be here for 30 years. You could pick up and leave tomorrow depending on your industry, your skill set. So a lot of times we find ourselves sacrificing romance for professionalism.
I've noticed that, for me personally, one of the biggest struggles with you being a driven individual, looking for driven individuals, especially at our, various ages, is that you're spending a lot of time trying to secure where you're going to be in life, and not everyone has the flexibility. Like, D, you move around a lot. So what does that look like for your partner who may have better opportunities here rather than there? You know what I mean? And how are you going to navigate that, and is your partner willing to navigate that? And I think that's a bigger issue than actually finding someone of substance, is making sure that what you have going on and what they have going on, align with one another. So I don't think, I don't know. I don't know that it's necessarily that there aren't solid individuals as much as it is we're just at a point in our life right now where we're selfishly and rightfully trying to
establish.
Yes.
And it's frustrating at time, because when you have people around you, family members or people that may choose a demographic that, or not demographic, choose a career path that they don't have to move as much, or they're more settled, or people that have had the opportunity to do it already and was blessed enough to be able to find their spot, and now they're settled, but then they look at you like, why don't you settle down? Well, I can't settle down until you never get comfortable. Any successful person will tell you never get comfortable, but it is what it is.
I want a last point on that. I know a lot of people who've been in the same place for 30 years and they still not stable. They still don't have stability. So I think it's the way we define stability is being in one, because, man, you move around a lot. I say, yeah, but I'm blessed that I'm stable. Like, God is, I don't want for anything. I'm able to help a lot of people along the way. So for me, I feel comfortable in different cities because I'm able to meet people. I'm in sales. Like I've been, there's every city that I've lived in 4 cities in the last 6 years. And so, but I can go back to each one and got people who I can stay at their house. Got people who we can go grab something to eat, get a drink. So I've been blessed in that. And I just think that, once she, Tara, you said partner. So once she's my lady, once we on that level, like when you're gifted at what you do, I don't care what it is, your company will make it happen for you. That's one thing I learned in corporate America. So if my lady was like, what, D, to do what I need to do, at least short term, we need to be in Chicago. I mean, I'm in sales. I'll be like, baby, is that what you need to do? I got you. And we'll do that.
We'll make that like,
I may need to be on the road a little bit, but Chicago will be based. And like for me, I'm flexible with that. I think you be stubborn in your destination, but you be flexible.
Planes go everywhere, baby. Planes go everywhere. Yeah. Like, and that's the thing about having that partner that's, hey, it's go time. This is what we're doing. But as we grow and we get more mature and more experience, we learn these things, and hopefully one day we have a show. I bring y'all on the show, and everybody in here talking about their spouse.
For sure.
I also find it a little difficult as
or
a
spouses,
woman.
depending on your.
I like that.
Polyfly.
Don't do that.
I kind of find it a little hard as a woman personally, because I'm noticing that men want somebody who is successful in their career or successful in whatever their strengths are, but there are also we're still in that transition phase. So I think there's also this mindset of what the roles that a woman is supposed to have. Does that make sense? So I find myself trying to work really hard at progressing myself in my career, but also feeling like as a woman, the way society makes it seem is like I'm still supposed to work all day and then come home, cook, clean, and still be that homemaker type. And now I understand why there are stay-at-home moms, because that is
that's fucked up. And I told somebody the other day, I had a conversation with a friend of mine, and I told her women are under so much pressure because there's so many things that the world wants from you all at once. Don't ever, when you find that significant person, Y'all gonna both come home from work and chew, and y'all gonna. It's a partnership. Nobody want to come home and cook. Shit, I'm single. Trust me. After grinding, doing this, meeting here, meeting there, flying here, flying there, I don't want to cook, but hey, I gotta cook. When I get married or have a family, okay, we're gonna work this out, you know. And if she can't cook, she better know how to order good food because I'm not cooking every damn night. You know, but yeah, don't ever. I tell every woman that I know, don't ever let society or anybody tell you that you got to slow your grind. Be you, queen, because I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna be a king, and that's what we have to push for. And your king will understand that he's here to support his queen. And if he can't understand that, there ain't no king. That's what that is, a jester.
Pretender. Like this ain't Mayberry. You know what I'm saying? This ain't the goddamn 70s. Like I said, you be stubborn in your destination, you know, but to be flexible in how you get there. So in saying that, if that's your lady, like I feel like a real king is you have to be a chameleon and you meet your lady where she is, because having a good day could be different each day. Some days she may not feel like doing anything, so you get your ass, you go do the laundry, you clean, you take care of the baby, you know I'm gonna run this bathroom, you relax. LB hit it, like, and I think we get it, being raised by single moms. It's like you guys, like, women are under so much pressure, like you guys gotta be like superheroes, and we get that, and we're not just saying that shit like it's real. So for me, guys that try to control like that, you gotta do this,
or belittle you. No.
Yeah. When it feels like a job and not a career, like, because when you in a career, something you love, you don't have to walk on eggshells. Like, if your guy's not willing to wash some dishes, because I know dudes like this who are like,
I don't get that.
This is like this. I don't do this, and I gotta.
Yeah.
I say, bro, you're not a leader. You gotta be a chameleon. You meet your lady where she is, and just like when you have kids, you can't tell your kids, "Here's how I am." Every day, if one day your kid needs you to be Batman, you be Batman. If another day your kid needs you to be Black Panther, you be Black Panther. I just always believe that a man, a leader, you be whatever your people need you to be.
You know, now I want to make it clear what you're saying. So if anybody hearing this, it's not saying you change who you are, you're fake. No, you're just basically you're taking the role that needs to happen. You know,
you're adjusting.
We get so caught into, oh well, I'm the man, you the woman. No. That's not how that shit works. And if you think that way, you're a boy. You're not a man.
Agreed.
No man is afraid of a strong woman. Yeah. I saw that. She was like, simp. Shout out to Tamika. She in there like, he a simp. You know. Shit. But that shit there, first off, you a grown ass man. You don't know how to wash dishes, clean, sort clothes out, fold up clothes.
There are men like, there are men that are like that.
Don't get it twisted. There's women that's like that too. Bro, I'm gonna tell you like this. If I ever go to a girl house, right, the first thing I do this is weird. If I ever go to a girl house, right, say we're gonna be there for a game night, or she invite me over, we eat in,
I think I know where you're going.
And she say, hey, can I use the bathroom? I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Now, I'm going to look. I'm gonna move the shower curtain because I want to see what your tub look like. If you got a dirty tub, we got a problem. And that's just me. I don't know. Maybe I'm weird. Y'all let me know. I'm maybe weird.
I'm the same way. I've been in situations where I legit my heart started palpitating. I was
This is supposed to be where you get clean at. Like, you're supposed to get clean in this area. What the? No.
And I'm just like, I don't think that you can. If there was ever a chance before, there's definitely not a chance now, because I don't see how you can clean yourself if you can't keep your space clean. And maybe that's just me, but that's exactly where my mind goes. And I'm just,
now there's a difference between a messy person and a nasty person.
It was serious. God forbid he ever sees this podcast. But
damn, he gonna know who he is, huh?
Damn. Wow. Oh,
she had to stop for a second.
Don't say the name. I feel like just you might say I'm gonna put him. Don't do that. Just wow.
I have to remember his name.
Ooh.
Okay. But that's bad though. Like when somebody get heart palpitations, your shit that dirty. What was that? What was that old movie with the roaches? Joe's Apartment.
Wow. Yes. Yes. Joe's Apartment. I remember the roaches. That was a trash ass movie. That was before I knew that you're supposed to be high when you watch that kind of movie. I was a jit when that came out.
Right about that.
But we're going to get into the part of the show, which is LB Easy's playlist. Now, being a DJ, everybody always asks me, LB, what you listening to? What's the song out? I'm not always listening to the new stuff. Sometimes I listen to old stuff. I may be listening to R&B. I may be listening to hip-hop. I may be listening to pop, Afro beat. It don't matter. Well, I asked my guests as well what they listen to, and this is what we got. So, first stuff, what I'm listening to, first on the track, I just came across this Duda, Taliban Duda, bruh, the shit bang. It came out like, damn, I think he from the A. It sounded like an Atlanta vibe, but the shit bang. It came across, I was jamming out. I usually put my shit on shuffle, or people send me suggestions, or I jump into different playlists, see what it is. This a vibe right here. So if you haven't heard, dude, go support, dude. Next up, we got my dog Frito Bang, my bad. No Security featuring Kevin Gates. Kevin Gates is always a good rapper to me. Whenever I hear him on something, he always shut it down. But this is another vibe that you want to check out if you haven't. Frito Bang, really, a lot of people either know him or don't know him. But the ones that know him be like, yeah, the shit bang. So definitely check him out. Next up, we got A Boogie with the hoodie, Bleed. This one came up on a playlist, and I knew it was A Boogie because you know that voice, but it had me moving. I rolled the windows down, put the seat back a little bit more. It was one of those vibes on it, so definitely check that out. Now, first up, Tara told me she listening to Pop Smoke, R.I.P. Pop Smoke, R.I.P. What You Know About Love. I think another one of our guests previously had chose this song as well. It's a great song. Great artist. It's sad that he got taken so soon. But it is a great song. And D Phrase said he's taking it back. He said he on his Nas tip. You know, his Illmatic. Not as far as Illmatic, but I can. And he told me that when he brought it up, I was like, I can. But knowing who D Phrase is always like, we're going to support, we're going to push, we're going to educate, we're going to encourage. So definitely, that's what's on LB Easy playlist for this week, and we're going to get ready to get up out of here. But before we get out of here, we go into this thing called Toast to the Haters. Now, it's not saying, hey, all these motherfuckers that didn't support me. No, it's not that. It's Toast to the Haters, simply. Your last words. Hold your drink up, your water, your air, your blunt, your your hookah, whatever you got. This is your final words before we get up out of here. Ladies first, Tara.
Okay, put me on the spot like that. I guess my last word is just be mindful. You never know what other people are going through, and so just treat everyone with a kind heart. Don't think that you know everything, and just show compassion and give people their flowers while they're still alive. Please, please, please.
Okay, look at you, Miss Positive. Please, please, please. Sorry, we're gonna bring you back on the show when we open up the studio. And we're going to get you some of these Mix Master drinks. Miss, please, yes. please. All right, D Phrase, go ahead. Talk to him, bro.
Nah, man, it's hard. It's hard to follow that, but on the same tip as Positive, man, I think it was, I believe it was the Dalai Lama who said, you know, we put on this earth to help people. And if you can't help them, at least don't hurt them. And that's what I got.
Hey.
Short and sweet.
Short and sweet. To the point. Meat and potatoes. Yeah. Well, first off, like I tell everyone that comes on, I really do appreciate you taking time out your busy schedules. Tara, you in your master's program right now. D Phrase, you just got a new job. You're not promoting it yet, but you out here working, getting ready to move to the A. So I know you all are busy, passionate, moving, and doing everything that you're involved in, and I appreciate you taking time to come hang out with us today. So, as I say every week, all the time, every time, I'm your boy LB Easy, and this is LB Easy Presents. Shout out to all my Hot Box astronauts. We'll catch y'all next week. We